Could Donald Trump still lose the presidential election? Well, no, right? But the Democratic establishment and the mainstream media are going out of their way, doing everything in their power to make this happen. In this video, we're going to explain to you all the dirty behind-the-scenes tricks that are being used now and potentially on December 19th could get rid of President Donald Trump. Now, this is a very confusing situation that we're going to try to break down to you as easily as we can. But recently, a bunch of C-list celebrities who had to disable the like and dislike ratio on their video because it got 90% dislikes, and disable the comments because they're cowards and need a safe space, released a video explaining the situation and how the American public could make sure that President Trump isn't inaugurated.
538 members of the Electoral College. You
and just 36 other conscientious Republican electors could make a difference
by voting your conscience on December 19th.
So in this pathetic pleading video, where some of them are even seen crying, they explain how it's not the American public, the majority of them, who elect the president, but the Electoral College, who are designated through districts to represent their district. But some of the Electoral College's electors aren't bound to their particular district by popular vote, which means that they could vote for anybody. And now these C-list celebrities are saying, you guys could vote for anybody, don't vote for Donald Trump on December 19th, and he will not win the Electoral College votes, which means he won't become president. This has been a widely opened up format that not many people understand because obviously it's confusing, but the mainstream media has been pushing, and Donald Trump electors, members of the Electoral College designated by their districts, are actually getting death threats telling them this is what they resort to. This is the power structure. This is what they know. They know mafia, gangster-like tactics. Don't vote for Trump, a part of the Electoral College, on December 19th, or we're going to put a bullet in your mouth. Literally. This is what we're going up against. The New York Times is pushing this idea. They just released a story saying why GOP Electoral College members can't vote against Trump, because some of them in certain states can. CNN was pushing this line on the day after the election.
Because it looks like
they're supposedly grabbing a random guy to interview off the streets.
Hillary had more votes. More human beings voted for Hillary. This isn't fair. We didn't get one vote. You didn't get a vote. It's just like back in the day when your vote was 1/3.
Look at that fake anger. Look at his face. Look at his face. You can see.
It's ridiculous.
See, talking about the Electoral College in a staged interview with their own member of the staff, their own cameraman had to come out and push out these bullet points during the protest. And this was not a major organic talking point from the very beginning after the election. This was manufactured by the mainstream media and the establishment. Breitbart even released an article on September 12th, 2016, talking about how Hillary Clinton was talking about a Russian conspiracy, a Russian hack of the election. She was bringing this out before the votes were counted, and what Breitbart says, that this conspiracy theory that she was pushing could serve another purpose, a plan B in case Trump actually wins. So Breitbart even called this out about how Hillary Clinton was manufacturing these talking points before the votes, before voting day, in order to reinsure this plan B. And guess what? Oh my God, House Democrats actually want the Electoral College vote delayed until they get the so-called intelligence briefing on how Russia supposedly hacked this U.S. election. The Clinton campaign is pushing this idea along with the House Democrats, and John Podesta came out of hiding, probably after a long, disgusting spirit cooking dinner that was filled with pus and breast milk and blood and semen. Look up spirit cooking if you don't know what I'm talking about. John Podesta came out and actually tweeted about this, demanding that this Electoral College be privy to the intelligence briefing of so-called Russian interference in our elections. Of course, the mainstream media is pushing that some electors want this to happen. Some of them pointed at the number of 10 electors. Some people in the mainstream media are saying 50 electors, but again, this is not verified. They don't list the 50 electors who want this or name actual sources behind these kind of stories. But this is all intelligence briefings that the CIA won't release and is closed. We reported to you on this whole story of Russian hacking. It's all based on an anonymous source, distorted information, conflicting evidence that is not out there for anyone in the general public. It's pretty much the mainstream media making it up and saying our source that is anonymous, who won't provide any information, said this, and you have to believe us. Well, the American public's coming back and saying, wait, hold on, what's happening here? They even just canceled an intelligence briefing with our government because they refused to provide the information to investigate these supposed hacking claims. So they're baseless, they're biased. They won't even give you the information that is supposed to change this election because obviously there's a huge conflict of interest here. But that still is not stopping the mainstream media from running scathing articles saying, as of a few hours ago, this was the top article on Reddit all, saying that U.S. officials, again, unnamed sources, unverified information, no evidence presented to you at all, U.S. officials, that's what that means, saying, quote, Putin personally involved in U.S. election hack. Where is the evidence? People are demanding, show us what you got. And they're coming back saying, no, we don't have that. And then the New York Times even went as far as to saying any media organization publicizing WikiLeaks or even talking about them is a part of Russian intelligence. Well, guess what? The New York Times just explained how they were a part of Russian intelligence. This whole new fear-mongering of this Cold War era is coming to an intense proportion, obviously intensified because the main objective is to convince the Electoral College on December 19th not to vote for Donald Trump. And if they don't, he will not become president. What will happen? We don't exactly know, but we're seeing the propaganda and we're trying to explain it to you in this video. So share it with all the possible potential people out there to really understand what's happening behind the scenes, because again, they lie to you and manipulate you and make sure that you are not privy to the most important information that you should be. So again, subscribe, support us on patreon.com/wearechange. We're going to have a lot more breaking, important information coming here your way on real, independent, unbiased, unfiltered news because it's supported and financed by you. We're beholden to you. Thank you again so much for watching. Subscribe. We're going to have a lot more information coming here your way.